Hello, Leo, and welcome to Fundy Fortunes. This evening, I'm going to be doing a general reading for all Leos, and it's a 5-card spread, and this is for the month of July. So let's just get started here. The first card that I drew for you, Leo, was the Seven of Swords. It's representative of loss. Okay, put that in there. There we go. For some of you, something has been taken from you, is going to be taken from you in the way of theft, like somebody stole something. You need to follow your suspicions and listen to your intuition. Investigate offers or deals that come your way, and take extra care of your possessions and stay clear of negative people. The advice of the card is to guard your passions or your assets. Question the motives of others. The keywords are theft, negative people, insecurity, intuition, mistrust, decisions, and protection. And this card represents the overall reading. So none of that was really good. Other than you need to get your feelers out there and you need to pay attention. You need to avoid negative people. Be careful who you let into your home, in too close to your life, in your personal life, because there's somebody there that is not to be trusted. They're just going to help themselves to what belongs to you. And in the bigger picture, it's downright theft. So you have to be very, very diligent and be on your guard because there's somebody out there like that. You need to guard what is important to you at all times. Anyone you feel suspicious about, follow through with it and investigate that. And if anybody comes to you with offers or deals that seem too good to be true, investigate that as well. And try to stay clear of negative people. This is the general energy for the reading. The next card that was chosen for you was the Magician, and he represents manifestation. You can notice on the table in front of him, he has all 4 suits laid on the table. He has the cups, the wands, the swords, and a pentacle. He's the commander of the deep. He asks you, what can you make happen? Conditions are perfect now, and it's the time to take action. You have talented resources. You can attract what you want, from business enterprise to relationships. You are in the creative flow of life, full of energy. When this card appears, communication speed up and support comes easy. The advice of the card is the time is now. Take action and you will find success. The keywords are new enterprises, communication, energy, money, travel, and support. And this falls in the work and finances section of your reading for July, Leo. What can you make happen? There's something to think about. What do you feel is within your power to make happen? That's important. That's something for you. You need to think about that. I'm being nudged to say that yes, you do need to think hard and long, and there'll be a sense of empowerment will come over you as you're thinking about it, because when we take all the worries away and all the things that hold us back, sometimes too much reality. But if you put all the walls come down and all the rules are cleared out, there are no rules. You can make anything happen. Anything at all. Anything you want. And that's just the fact of life. That is the way life is. It's how driven do we want to be. And the higher the goal, the harder we need to work. And as long as we never stop, we will get there. But if we stop, we won't make it. That's a sure thing. So we can make anything happen. We really can. If we can push all that life stuff out of the way that boxes us in, it doesn't allow us to color outside the lines. And that's what we need to do. To feel free enough to color outside the lines and never mind the rules and the regulations and what should work and what shouldn't work, never mind all that. That's what happens when this card appears in your reading. You can make more money. Any undertaking that you do right now, because the timing is perfect. Planets are lined up in the perfect places. You can be successful at pretty well anything that you start during the month of July. The sooner you started, the better. So anything that you've been pondering over or thinking about, that could be relationships as well for some of you. Going to the next level, approaching that person that you've had your eye on, maybe accepting a date for someone that's had their eye on you. Now's the time. If it feels right for you, if you've been waiting to make a move of some kind, now's the time to do it. Take action and take it now, and you'll be surprised at what you can make happen. And grow your bank account and bring up your level of living. So the next card that I have for you is the Four of Swords, and it represents recovery. And this is in your love and relationship sector. Recovery. Keywords for this are inaction, time away, taking a relationship break, healing, peace, stillness, and rest. Those are the keywords. The advice is accept that this is how things need to be. The advice says accept that this is how things need to be just now. You will make progress when the time is right. Now is the time for a break. This could be your choice or may be imposed upon you. As you take time from work, a relationship, or a stressful commitment, you need rest from work or a stressful commitment. Quiet time is needed. The Four shows some plans are on hold. I know a couple people right now, and they're both Leos, and all of this is ringing true for them. The separations or thoughts of separation, needing quiet time, needing to be alone, needing to sort things out, needing me time. Your cup runneth over with worries and concerns, and you're not alone in it. So you can control yourself, but you can't control somebody else and what their thoughts are and what's happening. So it's kind of funny this card showed up. I just did a reading and it was full of stuff like this. I know somebody else going through the same thing right now. The person I know, the break is being imposed upon this person. It's not really what they wanted, and it's not what they want. And some of you are going to go through the same thing. You really will. For any of you that have plans on taking your relationship to the next level, or both of you moving into a whole different space within your relationship, that's going to have to be put on hold for a little bit. There will be a development, and that's going to put the brakes on. Not that things aren't going to go your way, but you will progress when the time is right. That's what this card indicates, all right? So for those of you in a relationship or wanting to be, everything's going to get held up for a little wee bit. But you will progress forward when the moment is right. Okay. Your next card are your challenges. It's a Five of Wands, and it's about competition. This card, the keywords are posturing, ego, pride, debates, tests, opinions, communication overload. The advice of this card, become the observer and you will soon know who needs your help. Don't try to heal everyone, and do focus on yourself too. This is a card of competition, tests, overwhelmed by others' opinions. In families, this card shows demanding children, and you have to fight to be heard. Communications are busy, so don't get pulled into too many different directions or spread yourself thin. Excuse me one moment. I'm very dry. Excuse me. These are your challenges. The card fits right into that slot in that position. Challenges. And that's what this card is all about. Communication overload. Too much going on. Too many people. Responsibilities. You're trying to fix everyone and run to everybody's needs to cater to what is needed. And you cannot forget about yourself. And remember, you can't take care of everybody. Not everybody. There has to be some limitations there, some guidelines, prioritize the people that need help and that need you. You need to prioritize one little step at a time, one little step at a time. Finish everything you start, even in small amounts. Complete what was begun. These are your challenges. You're going to have a hard time with these things. Don't let yourself get spread too thin. Try to have extra patience with any children in the household. You are the adult. You are the one that can rise above the temperament. You are the one that is in control of the situation, not the child. Gain control and straighten things out. These again are your challenges. The next card that I picked for you, and it's the advice from Spirit, and this is the Eight of Wands, and it's all about travel. The keywords are communication, speed, news, motivation, action, excitement, and movement. The advice is breathe before saying yes to all offers. Do choose carefully. It saves time and energy. This is a message from Spirit. And this is your last card. Again, with communications, things are going to be seemingly moving so quickly, it almost takes your breath away. Excuse me. It almost takes your breath away. But take a deep breath before saying yes to pretty much anything. Take a deep breath, think it over, mull it over for a moment. For those that there is a bit of a grace with the time frame, tell them you'll get back to them. You need to mull this over. You need to think things over. You need to. I'm being nudged to say all the responsibilities on your back in this case. Leo, everything is laid on your back. These 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 things that can come up and get in the way and interfere. You've got to be careful which way you turn. That's pretty simple. Just stop and think before you say yes to anybody about anything. Okay? Because you could get yourself into a situation You think you're overwhelmed now. You ain't seen nothing yet if you go the wrong way. So you must be very, very careful. Um, your communications will be fast and swift, which is good because when we're trying to get things done, it's all about communication. And if we're waiting around for the people to get back to us, that's so frustrating. That's not going to happen at this point in July for you. Everything's going to come quite quickly. You'll receive news. The news is going to give you motivation. The motivation is going to lead you into action. The action is going to lead to excitement and overall movement. Things are finally starting to move where you've been stuck in this place, in this dark spot. I feel to tell you, some of you have been in this dark spot. It's like not being able to see the forest for the trees, that you can't see the light for all the darkness that's been around you. But things are going to change towards the end of July. Communication lines are going to open up. You're going to make a call and you're going to find the first person you need to speak to. And they're going to be Johnny on the spot to get your request taken care of. There'll be no dragging and no lagging of any kind going on. And these things, as I said, will bring good news. And they'll give you motivation. The news will bring you motivation to get out there and take action. And the action will be so exciting for you. This is all good because it all means movement. You're not stagnant anymore. Things are, you can see, and the encouraging feelings that you have inside. Now this is more like it, is what you're going to be saying. This should have happened a month ago. Thank goodness we're not at a standstill. At least we're moving. At least something is happening, and that's exciting. Because it's better to be doing something about your life and the problems than doing nothing at all. It's the best thing. So I did pull a significator card. And the card came up, and I'm not sure if there's a reverse on it, but it's the Five of Cups, and that's how it came up. Okay, so I'll get my book out. Here we go. And the Five of Cups. This card represents loss, regret, or denial in varying degrees. It could be tangible. It could be the breakup of a relationship. Or intangible, the loss of an opportunity. This card can also warn you of forthcoming loss and help you to reduce its toll. So I'm being nudged to tell you that some of you are going to experience some loss this month, if you're for July, if you're not already. But it's like this. Most people will say, if I knew it was coming, it wouldn't have been so bad. Time for you to do a bit of investigative work. Time for you to start looking things. You know yourself what these things already are. Maybe things that you don't want to face up to, like a high bill that has to be paid, and there's a deadline, and where's the money coming from? And you'd rather not think about such things. And the month of July for Leo is going to be challenging. There will be loss for a small handful of you. There will be loss. You're going to go through all the emotions of that as well. A breakup of a relationship or separation, and for some of you that is imposed upon. You have no say in the matter. The partner on the other side of the wall is saying, this is the way it is, and you're not getting the compassion and understanding that you need. Because you want to work it out, you want to see if you can continue, if there's any hope, if there's and the other person saying, I'm not dealing with this right now. I'm just not. So this is imposing upon you that the separation is something you didn't want and where you didn't want to be. But you're not in it alone, and you have to acknowledge there's another person here involved. And they have their own thoughts, minds, and opinions. Everyone's entitled to that, whether we agree or not. Even if we think we know what's good for the family. You can't force somebody to do something. So it's going to require patience. Um, Take good care and guard your personal belongings. Anything of value to you, anything that gives you passion, anything that brings you joy, guard it. Guard them. Guard these things. Guard whatever that is for you. It's different for everybody. But don't turn your back on people you don't know well. Listen. Listen to your gut. If your gut's telling you that somebody's not quite, there's just a bad vibe, there's something there. Everything on the surface seems fine, but there's something else going on, and you can smell it like a rotten fish. Something's wrong. That's when your feelers come up, okay? Let your spidey senses tingle and kick in. Do this to protect yourself. Distance yourself from certain people if you have to. That is the advice of the cards and of spirit. And Leo, that is your reading for the month of July for 2016. And I hope some of this resonated with you. And if it didn't, well, and for those that did, if you want a more in-depth continuation of this reading, I do provide private readings. All that information is below in the description box, website address, and my email address as well. Please feel free to shoot me off an email. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel. You'll get an email notification every time I post another video so you don't miss out on anything, in case this one was entertaining to you. Who knows? So outside of that, I think that's about it, Leo. I'm going to say goodnight to you and wish you the best July ahead. It's going to be interesting. One word you won't be using is boring. Good night, Leo.